and we're doing all the things. It took us a little longer to get here tonight because I had to update everything on YouTube, but we're here. And for those of you that are joining us for the first time, if you're watching on YouTube, hello to you,
Hello.
first of all. Second of all, hello. Second of all, we are playing this amazing game that is called Exquisite Biome, and this is our indie RPG night. So we've been doing this on Twitch for 2 seasons prior to this. This is the start of our 3rd season, actually. And what we do is we play indie RPG games together as a group, which are basically, if you've heard of D&D, it's like D&D, but it's not D&D. And it's not like D&D in the sense that we're usually not rolling dice. We're usually just kind of sitting here together telling a story. Usually no one is also running the game, which is what you would call a dungeon master or a game master. Instead, what is usually going on here is we all kind of collaboratively tell a story or build a world together. So yeah, welcome on in. This is the thing we're going to be doing every Monday night. So if you like it, come back Mondays, and most Mondays we'll be here doing it.
Nice. Hey, that was a full intro, Amanda. Let's give a
full
round of
intro.
applause for Amanda for doing like a full intro. That's really funny though for probably anyone on Twitch who has been watching this for like a year.
Yes.
Hi, you two. Nice to introduce you to the family.
Welcome.
Do we all want to do a little introduction?
Yeah. Amanda,
sure.
are we recording in all the ways that we should be?
I don't know. Because
That's normally, yeah, who knows?
I don't know. YouTube is having a weird moment, so I'm just checking to see if I'm live. We are live, and the connection is excellent, so yes, we're good. And I did update our thumb, so that's good. Great. Yes, everyone should be here and able to see us, and we can do the thing. Yeah, that's another question, actually. Okay, so I wasn't recording that part, so if you would like, I could record so that we have the audio track separate if we're going to cut this into something. Or we can also download it from YouTube now at any time because those VODs will be saved, but the audio tracks won't be separate if we're going in and refining stuff. So I will ask you both what you would prefer.
It's a lot of decision making to have to do, Amanda. I just want to play games.
Yeah.
Any thoughts, Kurt?
No. I only came prepared to make decisions that didn't matter.
Okay, well, I'm gonna, let me just see how much space I have on my computer. Yeah, I have enough space to record this. I'll record this one, and then after that, we can, like, have a post-stream chat where we can talk about, do we want to keep doing it? The only problem I have is that space digitally is an issue. But I'm going to move our Season 1 and Season 2 probably over to a drive, so we just have it backed up somewhere.
This is really behind the scenes that we're getting into right now.
Yeah, now you folks know. Now you know the nuts and bolts and that data takes up space.
The digital space for Amanda is a bit chaotic at this moment in time, yes.
Been there.
Go.
All right, I'm pressing the record, so we're recording now. And now we can do our intros, I guess. Would be good.
Makes sense to me. Who the heck are you, Amanda?
Oh, it's me. Hi, I'm Amanda. This is my stream. I am a YouTuber. I am a streamer. I am a human who does many things. This is true. You maybe know me from a little channel called Top 10 Nerd. You might also know me from here, my own channels on Twitch and on YouTube, where I stream regularly and where I also upload videos daily on YouTube. Yeah, I talk about comics and video games and movies mostly on the internet, and that's me, and I cosplay. Hi, I'm Amanda, or Vamp, or Vampy, if you prefer. Anthony, who are you?
Hello, I am Anthony, and no, for those who've been here before, we didn't recast Anthony. I just got a haircut, that's it. I know I'm on the edge of being recast at any moment, but for now, it's just a relaunch of the character. And this Anthony is crazy and wild. No, I'm still just a writer for kids. I write choose your own adventure stories, and an economist in training, but it's cooler than it sounds. And a lifelong role-playing game player. I think we revealed on a previous stream that I've been playing since I was, I think, 6, 7. One of those. I played it a very annoying dwarf in my poor sister's D&D campaign who was just always, trying to get himself killed. And here we are
Classic.
today, baby.
Here we are today.
Here we are today.
Kurt, who the hell are you?
My name's Kurt. I have a whole name. It's Kurt Ruffling. Wow, you're getting it all
Wow.
today. I love role-playing games. I make role-playing games. I'm a lifelong gamer. Now that's happened on camera.
Oh, no.
I'm so sorry, world. Yeah, you might know me from such works as Here We Used to Fly, or really nothing else has made the public consciousness, and not even that either. But
Kurt makes games.
I make
beautiful
games.
games, just like the one we are currently playing.
Well, currently,
But he didn't make this one though.
I didn't make this one. This game, tonight we are going to be playing Exquisite Biome by Caro Assertion, who has done a lot of cool games, including the somewhat famous I'm Sorry, Did You Say Street Magic, which I love. I love that game. And so I have been absolutely bonkers excited to play Exquisite Biome. Perhaps that is a good segue into what the game we're playing is. So here we go.
Question.
Oh, Amanda.
Does Caro do they have Twitter or anything like that? Or X
Yes,
or
Caro can be reached at Sea Excursion on Twitter.
Excursion.
Yes.
Okay. What a cool name.
Yeah, Caro is what you would call an extremely cool human being. They're just always the coolest. But if you search up the name of tonight's game, you'll be able to find Caro's itch page, itch.io, which is a sale front for all kinds of lovely indie RPGs. So please search Caro up, find some cool games that they've done, and live your best life out there. Speaking of living our best life, here's how this game be working.
Man, just a little side note, I missed this. We've been playing a proper campaign for a while, and Kurt didn't have to tell us how to play the game every time, but I love this feeling of
learn.
collapsing into Kurt's strong storytelling arms, where he tells me how I'm going to play a game.
It's so nice. It's actually my favorite. Also, if you're wondering, everyone, why I'm looking down, I'm just finishing up our little notifications to let everyone know that we're here and we're live. Okay, that's done. I'm ready. I'm so ready.
Texting, Amanda, on stream?
Texting.
Rapala,
I've done the posture check, but now I'm slightly out of frame, so I'm just going to slouch again.
And
yes.
Slouch.
Before you tell us, actually, let's check in with chat and just say hi to everyone. And I see everybody chatting. I see everybody streaking. Let's talk about that. Danny, hello.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Hello. Dante, hello. I see that Anthony and Kurt are also in the chat. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, well, you were texting. We were also texting.
You were, yes, fair.
It's true.
Streamlabs over on YouTube. Hello, hi. What's up? How are you doing?
These Streamlabs?
I don't know if it's
Streamlabs.
Streamlabs. It's Streamlabs 2, but Streamlabs, are you the Streamlabs? Let us know. We would like to know. Rapala redeemed a hydrate. Also, happy birthday, Rapala. It's Rapala's birthday today.
Whoa, happy birthday, Rapala.
Yeah. And Danny's talking.
We should give Rapala some special privileges for this stream, you know? Like, I feel
there's well, maybe there'll be like a moment where we can like throw it over to Rapala to give us some inputs for what we're building here.
We should make sure that we put Rapala's name in the game at some point.
That feels easy to do.
Yeah, we could do that.
That feels easy to do.
Danny, thank you for streaking on by a 20 stream streak. I appreciate that.
Oh no. That's not a verb we can use.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's on Twitch, for those of you that are watching on YouTube. It now keeps track of how many streams you've watched in a row. And Danny this is their 20th stream in a row that they've caught. So thank you, Danny. Appreciate you. That's a long streak. You've been streaking for a while. Daniel, hello. I'll take that.
I can't trust you two with the English language. The things you do with it.
Dante, I have played the Marvel Multiverse role-playing game. I actually played it when it was in playtesting, I think.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I played it at SDCC, not this year, but last year, so I think it was still in playtesting. I've met some cool people at like a, what do you call that? A thing where everybody gets together, like a networking event. And someone knew me from like Top 10 Nerd and then introduced me to CJ. He was one of the people that was helping out with the game. He didn't design the game, but he was working on it like at Marvel. And so I was very fortunate. And then through my friend B. Dave Walters, Dave basically got me a spot at a table to play because he knew that I love comics. And that was the con where we met. And he was like, you should play this game. And I was like, I would love to play this game. It was really fun. Yeah. Hello, everyone. I think I've said hi to everyone in chat. Hi, Peter, over on YouTube. What's up? Okay. I think that's it. I have my axolotl here.
Great. We've got everything we need for the stream.
Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good. I'm not going to explain this laughter. It's not going to happen. So, Exquisite Biome is a game in which we are going to be creating a bunch of weird creatures. It's going to be good. Basically, the whole game is just... Have you heard of the game Exquisite Corpse, either of you? The
No.
activity.
Oh, yeah.
Wait.
So,
what?
an exquisite corpse is when someone draws part of a drawing, and then they hide that part, fold it over, and pass it to another player. And that person draws like a different part of the drawing. And then they fold that over and pass it again. And then someone else draws the third part of the drawing. And you end up with this wacky character in different people's art styles and different, yeah. So
but
that's
is it
called
a dead character? Is that why we call it Exquisite Corpse?
No, I believe it's French in origin.
Oh, okay. I was like, this sounds very morbid, but all right.
It's a let's see. Yeah, from the original French term cadavre exquis, literally exquisite cadaver. Oh, it was invented by surrealists. So that makes sense.
Of course. Well, there you go. That explains anything.
I need no more than that to feel confident that we've gotten to the origin of things.
Also,
Anyway,
thank
all
you,
that
Michael,
is to
for
say-
pointing out that we were all in the wrong spot. I just switched everybody, so now we're in the right spot for our names.
Oh. Wow, that's really funny. I was watching the stream and I didn't realize that.
Me neither, actually.
Yeah.
Odd.
You were Anthony, Kurt, and I was you.
Yeah.
There are worse things.
I think I was always me, but then when I move people around, it always moves me for some reason.
Oh, but only on YouTube, right?
It
Yeah.
moves me. Oh,
Or
on
something.
YouTube. Oh,
Maybe.
okay. All right, I see. Hi, Sai. Okay, so just like that, in this game, we're going to be creating a
Sai.
biome. A bunch of, a handful of weird animals. The game starts with a quote, which is, "A platypus is a duck designed by committee." So,
Great. Love it.
before we start, we're going to talk vibes a little bit. Do we want to make animals which could plausibly exist in a real environment, or are we going full like dragons on this? Me, I don't think that the former disqualifies the latter. I think.
Yeah. So we're just wondering like how ridiculous we're getting. In
Yeah,
terms
how
of
wild
animals
are we
exist.
going? Yeah.
I think I want to go wild.
That
We're not
sounds like,
surprised.
yeah.
We've played a lot of games together.
That sounds like Amanda
All right.
wants to go wild.
So that just means no rules in terms of what an animal is. We can go
Yeah,
with
pretty
anything.
much. I feel like what this means also practically is that I'm just going to be wildly building out explanations behind the trail of tumbleweeds that Amanda will leave behind. So,
Great.
this is pretty straightforward. We're going to start just by determining our environment. And I would invite you, Amanda, Anthony, if you want to open up the rule book to take a little peeky poo at what we're working with. You don't have to, but you may if you wish. We're going to be drawing 2 cards, and I'll take care of this. Drawing 2 cards to establish our environment. So from the
Ooh.
top of the deck, I have a little digital deck open, and I'm just going to be pasting these into our shared play area. The first card that I have drawn is a 6 of diamonds. Anthony, do you have the book open at this time?
I do. We've just found a warm and dry snow forest.
I should open the book. I don't have anything open.
You don't
Okay.
need to,
Okay.
because we'll be saying these words out loud.
Oh, okay.
So the environment we're going to be dealing with is perhaps paradoxically a warm and
When I don't have to
dry
have anything open, actually.
snow forest. Snow forest. How do we imagine that might exist? We can be weird about this interpretation. Right off the bat, me personally, I'm thinking, what if it was ash? What if this is actually like a volcanic ash forest situation?
Okay, I like
way
that.
Way cooler than I was thinking, so we have to go with that. I was imagining like a melting forest, but I think that's sick. I guess it's not very dry.
That's cool.
Also, Dante was asking earlier if we could play the Marvel Multiverse game. I will say, I don't know if this is the best group for that game. We probably also want like at least one more person to play it. But it is very it's very combat-y, and we don't usually play stuff that's super combat-y on the indie RPG nights. But I will try to put a group together at some point to maybe at least play like a session of it, if not a short campaign, because I would like to do that. I also don't own it, but I could probably reach out to people and get a copy of it. So I like this suggestion, but I don't know if this is the folks that really would want to play it with me. Unless I'm wrong. Maybe Anthony. Anthony might want to play it with me.
I'm game to play, but I also like my Marvel knowledge is like...
You can make your own character and everything. Okay. So you can... You don't need Marvel knowledge. You'd be good. You'd be good.
Kurt.
Yeah.
You don't need Marvel knowledge. You could play too.
Well...
It's a lot of rolling dice. I don't know if it's Kurt's turn.
Oh, okay, wait, no, never mind. No, sorry, Kurt. You won't like this one.
I know, but that's okay. Anything for the fans.
Anything for the fans.
Ew, I don't like this new 2024 Kurt.
Yeah, I didn't say that. We're never going to go over that again.
No.
So, now that we have our ashen forest, I'm imagining.
Yeah, I like that. I really like that.
Cool. We are drawing another card for the next page, and I have drawn a 9 of spades. What are we looking at over there? It's some kind of detail.
Oh, it's high altitude in the deep of night.
In the dead of night?
Yeah. Isn't that cool? Is this like a mountainous ash forest in the
dead of night?
That's some wizard shit, if you ask me.
Michael, thank you so much for the nugs. It's raining nugs in the dark ash forest at night. Maybe I will make a nug animal. That sounds scary, actually.
Maybe you will. That does sound horrifying.
It does
if
sound
we think
frightening.
about it. But hey, maybe it's a scary place. So what's great is that we've already got our place, and like I don't know about you, but I can see this place a little bit. We're like high up on a mesa. There's like a volcano jutting up in the middle, and just on the edge of the tree line, we've got this forest of stout and hearty trees covered in layers of snow-like ash.
With a constant drifting in the air, right? These like large flakes of ash that just keep drifting down. Yeah. And like, it's the dead of night. Do you guys feel like there might be like a moon or at least bright stars out here? Because I'm imagining like the fogginess of the like as the moonlight catches these like big flakes of ash. I feel like that would be really cool.
I like it.
Yeah.
Is this a place where there's one moon, or is there multiple moons?
How many moons are there, Amanda? 3, 2, 1, go!
4.
Yay!
Why not? Why not?
Cool. 4 moons.
4
and
moons.
I'm picturing it like each moon like glows a different color, so it's not like...
Okay, nice.
Like, you know, we have a moon that's like kind of a yellowish, I would say, color.
Yeah,
but
yellow.
Like, I want one that's
what are the other 3?
Like one that's like just always blue. One that's always
Is the yellow
green.
one not always yellow? Okay.
The blue one's an ice moon.
Well, I mean, I just feel like our moon actually does kind of change colors, doesn't it? Because, like, can't you have a blood moon? What is a blood moon?
It's kind of orangey-ish, isn't it? It does sort of change color.
But yeah, green, blue, yellow.
And then one that changes colors.
Oh, yeah, so it's like it's like the dance party moon.
Right, it's the RGB.
That's how everyone knows it.
Yeah.
Dance Party Moon. It comes up fairly rarely, but when it does, you're like, yeah!
Yeah. This place sounds nuts. Can
Peter,
we
some
go?
of them are definitely burning ashes still, just sailing across the breeze.
Ooh,
No question,
I like
no question.
that.
So, now that we've got a sense of place, we are going to be creating animals. We're going to do that by drawing 3 what are called creature cards, and each one will give us a different idea of what this creature might be like. And while we could take turns, I think it's kind of fun if we're all just going ham on this together, to be honest.
Cool.
Don't know how you're
Sounds
feeling
good.
about that.
Nice.
Don't want to deprive Amanda of her nug powers.
Peter was asking, are some of the ashes still burning a little as they flow in the wind?
And I told him they are.
Oh, yeah, you did just say that.
It's a good question.
Yeah, I think it's great imagery. Okay, so I have drawn the 8 of spades, which looking at page, what is this, page 9 of our...
Invertebrate flyer.
It's an invertebrate. I love invertebrates.
An invertebrate flyer?
Flyer or glider. Yeah, which I guess isn't that crazy. I mean, like, that's a dragonfly or a fly or whatever.
That's cool. Invertebrates could be insects, squid, arachnids, mollusks, crustaceans.
Could it be a flying
spider.
squid? Flying spider?
Okay.
Yeah.
We went
I think there's
directions.
there's no question about that. It's like a parachute of an animal.
We could do a hole if we're tied between... No?
No, because it's a hot place, right? And there's lots of this like warm air rising, and so it's filling this ecological niche where it's like papery thin, and it just spreads out, and it just can catch the wind like a plastic bag, you know, floating on the air currents.
This is so cool. This is like a game where I wish we had someone that was sketching while we talked.
That's my RPG stream dream. I want to someday have somebody like sketching the stuff as we're saying it.
When we become indie RPG Critical Role levels for the indie RPG crowd, then we will have
on
our
stream. It's embarrassing.
That is embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing. I don't think it's embarrassing.
It's like your mom just showed up and was like, "Someday you're gonna be famous."
Someday we'll be famous. You'll see. Yeah, when we become that level, then we can have our sketch artist with us each time, or maybe not each time, but you know, for the ones that are really visual games, which this very much I feel like already is. Cool.
Yeah. So we've got a flying squid.
Yes.
And I mean that's so cool all by itself, but I feel like.
Oh wait, there's 2 more cards, right?
There are 2 more cards, yeah.
What do they contribute to this one animal? Is that how it works?
Yes, that's right.
What's the second one?
Second one appears to be a Jack of Hearts. So I will paste that in our sheet here. What do we got there? Jack of Hearts.
So this is like a question about it, a distinctive feature in order to like elaborate on this animal. And the one we've just drawn is strange gills or lungs. And the question is, what does it breathe? And how?
What does it breathe?
That's pretty cool.
And how? Maybe it
that
breathes...
feels like the perfect question for this flying squid, right?
A good question.
Maybe it breathes the ash.
Right, that's what I was thinking. Like something like the gills might like catch the ash or something.
So is it like a fire squid? Like, is it like kind of powered? Maybe a little. Maybe that's also how it glides really easily because it's basically like
warm air.
Flame.
It can just generate.
Yeah. So it's almost like on fire a little bit as it's like flying through the air.
Yeah,
What if it can like catch and like keep safe the little burning ashes that what Peter suggested, and then like it can use that to like propel itself further up.
Yeah, I like that.
Like a hot air balloon. It's like
so it like breathes them in and uses them to like sort of direct itself and fly around, go higher, lower.
Yeah.
Like a little jets of ash.
That's too cool. That's too cool.
That's just too cool.
Okay.
Wow.
We get 1 more card to establish this animal.
Okay.
And it is going to be, I am drawing from the deck, a 5 of hearts. 5 of hearts.
Oh, I've
What does
fallen
that
down to my
mean?
duties. 5 of hearts.
Five of
Third
hearts.
creature cards. This is going to be a habit or personality. Um, okay, so the 5 tells us this creature makes its home of strange material. How does it use its environment?
How does it use its environment?
Yeah, these plastic bag squids, these little hot air balloons. Where do they live when they're not floating on the updrafts?
What if these squids are the kind of animals who can like, you know how they say like a mouse can fit through like the thumb, like a thumbnail sized gap?
Right.
Yeah.
What if these squids like sort of like move through the porous igneous stone?
Ooh, yeah, that's good.
You know, like
Because they're so thin, they can just like sort of like
yeah.
spiral up
Squeeze
and
through. Yeah.
Some like Enigma of Amigara fault stuff right there,
That
but I
is
think it's cool.
creepy but fantastic.
Okay, and so then imagine, say you were, maybe an astronaut or something visiting this world, and you just step too heavily on one of these igneous outcroppings, and out of all the like porous holes, it's just this sudden shattering of these creatures shooting into the air, fleeing away from you. I don't know that I was ready for that. But I love it.
This sounds like a bizarre place.
I like it a lot.
Me too.
We have one more thing from that card that we have to answer. Do we feel happy about those dwellings, or do
Yeah.
we want to elaborate anymore? We're happy.
Yeah.
No, I'm happy
Yeah,
with
dude.
that. Yeah, yeah.
It was a 5 of hearts, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
What the
It's
suit was?
yeah, it's a 5 of hearts in
Okay.
the spreadsheet.
So the hearts is going to tell us about the social grouping of this animal, and it says it's a solitary species. It was what heart means, and it asks, what happens when 2 members meet?
What happens when 2 members meet?
It might happen fairly rarely, I guess, them floating on these upward drafts. What happens if they run into each other?
I think there's got to be 2 different scenarios.
Yeah.
Like what happens if they meet in the updrafts has got to be totally different than what happens if they meet in the stone.
That makes sense. Okay, this is a bit macabre, but like what if it's fatal to meet on the updrafts? Like you like get tangled in each other, and like they like almost always like will like get like wrapped up in each other. They lose their lift. They fall to their deaths.
To their deaths. I like
Wow.
it.
So this must be one of those
Perilous.
species that like has a lot of offspring and they all must distribute. They must disperse.
have
Yeah,
to
they all
spread
like
out.
have to spread out immediately.
But then maybe in the stone, maybe that's where they mate, or
Yeah, and you can never observe it without like an ant farm style cross section. But it's this crazy like, oh, we don't need to go any further than that. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Wild. It's wild. How do you think 2 paper bags mate? 2 plastic bags mate? Ugh.
Yeah, that's a totally different question, Anthony. Don't bring paper bags.
Paper bags.
Also, I just saw Board Game Breeze in the chat. I just want to say hello. Also, if y'all don't know Board Game Bree is also a really awesome content creator and does a lot of cool board game stuff. So just giving them an awesome shout out over on Twitch. And if you would be so kind to join me in following them, I promise you, you will not regret. You are welcome. You're welcome. And I feel like so fitting in one of the streams where I'm playing something that is a tabletop game, which is something that I don't do as often, but hopefully I'll be doing some more board games and stuff this year as well. That would be cool.
There you go.
That'd be cool.
Drop your favorite game in the chat, Bree.
Yeah.
We're all board game nerds
We're
here.
all board game nerds as well.
So, we know quite a bit about this creature now. That means that it's time to do something different. Once we've answered all the prompts associated with the 3 cards, we have a pretty good idea what the creature looks like, how it behaves. Now we sort of like play out a brief scene just to get a better sense of what they're all about. There's a few different options for this. We could do it full like narrating a nature documentary style, like we're all David Attenborough. We could do this like notes on a research journal. Maybe we even see it through the creature's eyes without any human onlookers present or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know. What do we think? How do we want to go about this?
It feels like an undisturbed place.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like particularly exotic. I'm trying to figure out what format matches that. A nature documentary almost seems like it's like tromped all over it a little bit too much.
Right.
What if it's in the past tense, as if this place doesn't exist anymore?
Ooh, that's intriguing.
I like that.
Other ideas? Or were those other initial suggestions calling out to you, Amanda?
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea.
That one. Okay.
Yeah. That's cool. Also, Board Game Bree says that her favorite overall is Concordia. But for RPG gamers, super recommend Dubious.
And then notes their own dubious association
Yes.
with the publisher.
They do work for the publisher. I haven't played Dubious. Have either of you played Dubious before?
No, I
No.
I haven't played that one. Oh.
Haven't even played One Bias, its predecessor.
Oh my gosh.
Get out of here.
I've heard good
Why
things
am I
about
here?
Concordia, though. I haven't played Concordia either, but I've heard it's really good. Dubious RPG.
Yeah, I haven't played it either. Have you played Concordia, Kurt?
Yeah, Concordia. We actually had it at Monopoly. We had it at the board game cafe that Anthony and I once worked at many years ago.
Dox us.
It's not doxing. They already have our full names and addresses, which I've been quietly leaking over the course of the night.
Putting them in chat.
Dang it.
Just bit by bit, just like a part of a street name and then like a number. But
It's the
people have to
first
figure
letter
it
of every chat message I send. When you put them all together,
out.
you have...
You get an address.
Yeah, it's not anybody's current address, but it's the postal code of the place that we're all going to move to together when we start our
Right.
RPG compound.
When
Wait, you
we
haven't told me
become indie RPG critical role levels, right?
No, we'll be broke. There's no money in it.
Oh.
We're just moved to the compound.
Oh, great. That's where we go. when we
People in
have
our
no
personal lives will criticize the decision, but we'll all understand it's for the best.
Yeah.
money. Dubious looks really cool. It's like a deduction game where you got like storytelling as well. I like the art. And it's really good. I just looked it up on BGG, which is now working again. It was down like all weekend. I was playing a bunch of
Yeah,
board
I
games
couldn't
this
log
weekend.
my games.
Yeah, I know.
Nerd!
And neither could I. Wait. Oh, I don't know.
No, I mean it.
Yeah, so do I.
Do you also log all your games, Amanda?
Yes, I do.
Oh gosh, can't be here anymore.
I know.
It's too late for
you. I like this. Yeah, Board Game Brie is saying Dubious is a party game, but I feel like it's a great intro to role playing. Nice. BGG was down and it was brutal. I know, right? All of us board gamers on the weekend. And I was like, don't they know that so many of us board game on the weekend?
God.
Daniel is also asking if he redeems Sing mode, if he can request Happy Birthday for Rapala. Yeah, I think we could do that.
There's no copyright anymore, Amanda. You're the star of the show.
You're gonna sing it.
We can sing it. The copyright is free on that one.
Well, we can't all sing it because
we can't
that'll
sing
be a
it.
mess. That
Yeah.
would be even worse than when like your aunt starts
We
singing
could
Happy
pass it
Birthday in the
off
wrong key.
to each other. Like we could sing part of it and then be like, now you
Okay.
go.
Yeah,
and do that.
you're right. You found a way to get us back into this.
Yeah, but
Dang.
we can't sing it together. Otherwise, yeah, it'll be a hot mess because of lag and such.
a shame.
We'll do our best. Redeemed Sing mode. All right. Do we want to do that now, or do we want to take a minute? Actually, we're about to go to an ad break in a couple minutes. So once we come back from the ad break, we'll do the Sing mode. Cool.
Wow, cliffhanger.
Yeah. Well, because it's like in 2 minutes. I already snoozed it once, so I'm just gonna let it go through this time.
Which service has... Never mind. I don't need to know the nuts and bolts. I don't need to know things.
Her and I are just like sweet little children that like come on here and have no idea how it works. So we're like, Amanda, let us stream.
Board
I
Game
need
Bree
to
is
know what
asking,
the game is.
how do
and
I redeem Hot Mess Sing mode? I think if you redeem a Sing mode and you ask for us to all sing at once, we can do that. It's just at your own peril. Request that.
requesting torture Rapala mode on Rapala's birthday, no less.
Yeah. But you could do that, Brie. Rapala, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Bree. I appreciate that. Thank you. Welcome on into the Fang Gang, Bree. Get on in here. Let me update that. I do also still have my MTG pack, so if we get to a goal, I will open one of these either at the end of stream today or at the beginning of my next stream if we reach goal. So, yeah. Cool. All right, what are we doing?
Should we do one scene before?
Yeah, let's do a scene.
Ad break, apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Okay.
Do we want to each just like take a turn describing a little passage, and we'll just kind of go digital clockwise?
Sure.
Cool.
Do you want to start, Kurt?
Sure. You said it has to be past tense. Present tense feels more natural to me, but it can be from like...
We don't have to do past tense. I don't feel like that's a particually strong direction. I was just
we'll call it like, this is like a God's eye view, you know? So we're not like observers, but this is what's happening. Yeah, we see like the rock face, the side of the slope. And just in between two of these roots, we see like this like blow of ash through the air, and then almost like pasta coming out of an extruder, we see this like shape take form and like grow as it comes out until this big billowing parachute has just emerged from the ash.
Its timing is perfectly thought through, or perhaps just instinctual. It knows at this time of day, as the volcanic rock at the bottom of this cliff heats up, it is the moment to emerge from the cliffside. The hot air catches it immediately as it flattens out into a large disc. The sort of ridges, very slight on its underside, catch the wind, spinning it into a spiral as it sort of begins to rise up faster than you'd think, high into the air, caught in the pink light of the moon that hangs overhead.
I don't even know where to go next with this.
Could encounter another?
Do we have to be in a certain area, or we can just be anywhere in this like biome?
Oh yeah, anyway.
Yeah,
it's just about this creature.
In the deep recesses of the volcano, the creature goes to sleep, covered in little bits of flame. A nice warm embrace of molten ash. And when it sleeps, you can sometimes see just at the top of the volcano the creatures sort of on the level, glistening in the moonlights. When the rave light moon goes off, it looks almost like a sea of squids undulating in the night, having a little dance, but really they're just snoring and leaping up to the surface with the heat.
Ooh. Whoa. That's all I feel like we need. We need our little round.
That's pretty good.
And that's great.
And everyone is back from the ad. So let's do a happy birthday now.
Sorry about the capitalism.
Welcome back, everyone. Over on Twitch anyways. Ads are different on YouTube, so they're not going to sync up.
Different.
It's different. It's different over here. It's a whole different ball game. So yeah, let's sing happy birthday to Rapala. How do we do this? Let's pass it off.
Okay, let's pass it off.
All right, I'll start.
Okay.
Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
You also the whole thing. Dear Apollo.
Happy birthday to you.
Woo! Yeah, I
You both knew.
realized how short that song was when I started singing it. I was like, wow, it's
You
really
did
hard
one
to
for
speed
it.
up. Yeah, it's really hard.
Honestly,
like, are we all
respect.
singing
I
our
was
own
down
versions?
for you to eat the whole birthday cake, as it were.
I was gonna, but I thought I should share. I should share the birthday song. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rapala. Thank you for being here with us, and thank you, Daniel, for redeeming the sing mode. Very, very cool.
So we've got a squid. Sorry, were you going to say something?
I was just going to say, for those of you that aren't aware, there are bat tokens. You get them from watching the stream. For those of you that are new to watching on Twitch, or if you're on YouTube and you're wondering how you do these things, like make us sip our water or stretch or sing, on Twitch, for watching, you get bat tokens, and you can spend those to redeem stuff in the chat. Unfortunately, there's not something like that on YouTube. But if you do gift 5 memberships, you can request a game or an IRL stream, and I will add it to the queue. That's all.
Now we know.
That's all we need to know.
Keep going.
And if you're really nice, YouTube will also stretch.
Yeah, YouTube.
Sure,
no matches, but if you ask, really
it's
if
just
you
good
ask,
for us.
we'll
to
probably
be honest.
stretch.
Yeah.
Also, thank you, Rapala, for the other gift sub, by the way. Two more gifted subs, I think you sent to Anthony
Just
and
on a
Kurt.
roll.
I appreciate it.
That's what we say.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for the hydrate.
I missed that.
So something weird that happens in this game is that we don't draw new cards. We just shuffle them around a bit. So we are going to use the same set of cards in a slightly different order. I have reordered them on our group spreadsheet that we love to use.
Oh, we love it.
Yeah, so this time, the first card that we have drawn is a 5 of Hearts, which I will scroll up to the spot. Anthony, it sounds like you're already on the spot.
I am. So we are a mammal this time. Our creature, could be a rodent, a big cat, ungulate like a cow, marsupials, canids. I don't know what a cetacean is. I think that's probably like a dolphin or something like that. So that's the type of species that we are, and our ecological niche is an insect forager, which means not that we are an insect necessarily, but that we eat insects.
We forage for insects.
We forage for insects.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. This is a vastly different animal. Animal number 2, not like animal number 1 was.
Yeah. It makes me think about the insects that live here and like where they'd be, to try to like imagine the ecological niche that they're in. Termites is the first thing that jumps to mind in these, like
termites. Yeah, maybe there's scarabs as well, given the warm, dry climate.
Okay, I like scarabs. They're cinematic somehow.
Yeah, they kind of are. Shiny, shiny. Maybe all the scarabs change their colors based on that 4th moon.
Ooh.
Kurt, this isn't the right animal. We're making
this is a side animal.
Just as a side animal,
no,
there are in fact insect scarabs that change their color based on the 4th moon.
I love it. And
so
that's
good.
what the forager eats.
Exactly. So what does a forager that eats these scarabs, that I imagine have like a hard carapace and change colors?
I'm thinking it's got to be something with like a beak. That's what I'm thinking.
I like that. It's a mammal with a beak. So that's interesting.
Ooh, that is interesting. I like that.
What if it's
Amanda, how big do you think this is?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, it only eats, like, how big are the beetles, I guess? Like, if it only eats beetles, then I got to imagine, like that. I got to imagine it's, like, maybe small to medium size.
I'm not disagreeing, but I will say whales eat tiny shrimp.
I mean, that's true.
Great point.
So it could be giant. It could be giant.
Oh, man.
So maybe it's a giant mammal that with a beak. Like, how big is it? Like as big as a tree?
Ooh, that's fun. That's fun
so
and
cool.
Weird.
It's so unnecessary that it eats these tiny scarabs. But
there's maybe like clouds of these scarabs.
There must
though,
be a
right?
lot of them. Yeah, there must be a lot of them.
Ooh, and then it is like krill and a whale, where it just like through the air and just like catches a whole bunch of these scarabs, and it just like crushes them and filters out the meat.
Is this beak like a straining type beak then, or is it just a big old colorful toucan beak?
I'm imagining like big to like catch stuff, like really grab a whole chunk of air. How tall is it? How big is it? I'm imagining like towering over the trees, you know, or like head coming up through the tops of the trees.
Ooh, what about like tree height? But then when it like turns its head up, like that beak's gonna reach as far as it needs to.
Yeah, I like that. What kind of mammal? Like, what does it look like?
Other than beaked.
Yeah.
Oh, Board Game Brie is asking, does it fly?
God.
Do the beetles fly? Is that, I'm thinking maybe that's actually the only way that the beetles can like get away.
That makes sense.
Maybe it can't fly.
Beetles fly, big swarms of beetles. But I don't think
it can't fly, but I think it can climb.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, so what if this is kind of a lanky, kind of a tall, lanky type animal?
Tall, lanky guy? Like.
What if it's like a horrific orangutan with a giant beak? You know, like.
What if it's
beak.
terrible to behold?
What if it has eyes on its feet? So it can see beetles if they're like underneath on the ground, like hiding in holes and stuff.
Like,
whoa!
What do you think?
Jesus Christ.
Oh God.
Okay, so this is an orangutan, and I feel like when the orangutan climbs, the fists are closed. You know, it's like, you know, kind of like climbing up. But then when it's searching for scarabs, the hands are open, the feet are open. And they're like, oh, searching everywhere. And then that big beak, like...
Lanky boy indeed. Oh my gosh. Also, hello again, Darren, over on YouTube. And also, hello, Tay. Hello, how's it going? I have
this
to get
is a horrific thing.
This is terrifying. I want to ask what it sounds like, but I also need to go get my nugs. So let me go get those, and then I'll be back.
You can go do that. Yeah.
But you are free to talk and add anything you want to this lanky boy while I'm gone. That is so frightening. I'm gonna have nightmares about this.
You did this.
It was a collaborative effort.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true. Everyone creates someone else's nightmares.
Beautiful, really. So
That's
did you just Pan's Labyrinth, the orangutan?
Yeah, and Bree
it's got palm hands.
Pulled that out. It's got palm hands.
Whatever.
Amanda palm hands. It's got like eye and foot hands. I think.
God.
There's just like one in the middle. You know, you open it. Wow. You know.
Wow.
That's I don't need to tell you. Rapal is right though. It's syrup time. Syrup time is what happens. For YouTube, who might not know, syrup time is what happens when two Canadians are left to talk about something that to fill time, like the weather. Chatting with someone in line, you just talk about maple syrup.
Right, as we are left now. Without Amanda, the social glue that holds us together, Kurt and I don't talk otherwise, so we have to fill it with our favorite filler conversation, syrup.
I've encountered a new syrup struggle.
New syrup struggle!
That's
Tell
right.
me.
So this is a situation that my in-laws face. My brother and sister-in-law, they live in England, where there is little maple syrup to be had. And so when they come back to Canada, every time they're there, they must make the critical decision of how much room in their suitcase they can dedicate to maple syrup when they bring it back.
Stupid Canada problems.
That's issue 1. Issue 2 is dill pickles, which are also not widely available in the UK. Plenty of pickles, not so much the sour dills.
Really? They don't have sour dill? That is the default pickle here.
I know.
They do not have these.
Hey, Satania can back me up if Satania's still around in the chat. Very little in the way of dill pickles, very little in the way of maple syrup. And of course, Canadians are always dipping pickles in syrup every day.
That's my favorite snack.
It's like a critical part of our diet, just like the long orangutan.
And scarabs.
Not true.
So are we talking like sweet pickles then in the UK? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, bread and butter pickles.
Bread and butter pickles. Interesting. Because you don't have to go very far in Europe before you find nice sour pickles again. Though maybe not sour dills. Maybe that is the thing. Because
that might be the distinction. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Oh,
what did I miss?
Oh, we were just talking about The kind of
Normal
things
stuff.
Canadians
Maple
talk
syrup?
about. Yeah.
No.
No, wait, we don't
tell
do
her
that.
about that. No.
I didn't say anything about maple syrup.
Did you get your nugs?
I did, yes.
Are you going to imagine that there's scarabs in the air and go,
I'm gonna imagine that I am the lankiest of boys and eat the scarabs out of the air.
Now, wildly, we still have a second and third creature card to pull to learn more about this thing. So it's time.
Okay.
Actually, I guess they've already been pulled. The next one is an 8 of spades.
Okay.
Don't mind me pausing because I can't recognize the difference between spade and clubs without at least a second to load.
That's so cute.
What is that, Anthony? 8 of spades?
No. It gets worse. 8 is leathery wings or hide. How thick?
Not quite though, because it's 8 of spades. And
I messed up. I messed up,
You did
guys.
messed up. You did mess
All
up.
right. Ooh, even more interesting. It's actually broad feathers or scales. Does it molt or shed? And how often? Whoa! Is it a feathered and or scaled orangutan?
Well, it's got to be one of them. But do we
Yeah.
think feathers are... Oh, what if it's
Oh,
like
no.
a camouflage thing, and this orangutan type creature can like camouflage in with the clouds because all of its scales are iridescent like the scarabs.
Oh.
Oh, and eating the scarabs are what gives it like the minerals needed to grow the scales in the first place.
Scales.
Oh, I like that.
Whoa, so
It's
it
all
just
coming
looks
together.
like a massive hill of scarabs.
Yeah.
Ugh! Just like a hulking hill.
Horrifying. I like it.
Does it molt or shed? I'm thinking about the colors of the scales. I'm wondering whether it has to lose a set of scales to grow in the new color.
Maybe it
as
does,
the moon
and that's
season
what the
changes.
beetles eat.
Wow.
Thermodynamically, there's a problem, but
We found it. The circle of life. There it is.
it's a perfect closed loop.
Perfect loop.
Makes no sense.
Makes a little sense. There's definitely situations where decomposers are eaten by the other parts of the food chain.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Maybe
It's-
not that directly, but
There
we're
has to be
rolling
some
with it.
input, but it's good. It's good. It's good.
This
Wow.
is funny.
Okay.
Well, this is good.
Bizarre. I like it.
Yeah. What's our last one? Jack of Hearts.
All right. So the Jack is going to tell us about our environmental behavior, and that is sexual dimorphism. The species' 2 or more sexes exhibit different characteristics.
Okay.
Is it size, color, something else? Ooh. What if one of them's really small?
Yeah, that's what if it's a classic, like, what if there's like a queen orangutan?
Ah! That's so stupid.
So they're not lanky boys, they're lanky girls? Is that what we're
They're
saying?
lanky girls.
Wait,
I like it.
what do the boys look like?
They're normal orangutans.
I think they're just a regular size. I mean, I think they still have beaks. And
They still, well, sure, of course they still have
Of course they have
beaks.
beaks.
Well, all of them have boring normal yellow scales.
Oh,
Not
just
the iridescent
disgusting.
fourth moon scales.
So is it harder for them to hunt?
Yeah,
I was gonna say that they're like, oh shoot, like the drones. I think is correct in
Yeah, right.
beehives, right? But like their only purpose is to like find a queen. They live short but exciting lives, and so like at a certain time of year, the male eggs hatch, and there's just like if you're in the woods. There are just
eggs.
hordes of these males. They're like running through the woods ravenously until they find a hulking hill to call their own.
Bree said maybe males show the colors of the scarabs they eat while females metabolize the colors and are just yellow.
we kind
Or
of
maybe-
flipped it, I
We
guess,
kind of
but
flipped
same
it,
vibe.
but I like
same
that
vibe.
idea.
Yeah, I like
Also, Board Game Bree, have fun on your stream, and thanks for the lurk. Appreciate you.
Thanks for coming by, Bree.
I hope you're. Let me know if you're still in chat. What stream you're gonna be on? Where are you gonna be guesting? Maybe I'll go give them a follow. Check it out after. Peter said nail clippings over on YouTube, but I don't know if you're talking about like that's the difference between the two. I don't understand the context of that, Peter. I'm so sorry.
Feels threatening just to drop that in a chat.
Yeah, feel free to expand on your nail clippings,
Or
not
don't.
yours.
That's fine too. Okay, cool. So we've got a queen orangutan
Cool.
and the many male. There's probably like a bunch of female orangutans who are like, able to like hunt and stuff, but they aren't like the big.
Oh, really?
That's
That's
huge.
interesting.
Yeah, just because somebody's got to, maintain. No, there could just be one. There could just be. I shouldn't walk this back. Let's just commit to it. There's one queen and a bunch of die-fast losers, also known as drones.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, now what did I say that was? The Jack of Hearts.
Oh, we didn't do the other side of it. Okay, Jack, we did. We still haven't done the social groupings. All right. Hearts.
Also solitary. That makes sense. We said there's one queen.
Yeah. So the question that it leaves us is what happens when two members meet, and we've kind of talked a little bit about the mating process, the roving hordes of males, but what happens when two females meet?
Ooh.
Two of the queens.
They fight.
Oh, that would be something to see.
What if they don't though?
Okay.
What if they braid each other's scales?
Maybe there is like a rare ritual of some kind though. Like this is probably a fairly intelligent species, and maybe if two queens meet, like, what if for like quality of like genetic stock, like that they trade drones, and like some queens have like green drones and some queens have like yellow scaled drones, and so that's how you get like a whole rainbow of colors eventually across the species.
So they're like swingers.
Sure.
Cool.
Think about that for a second. Okay, wait, that's so cool because then replace the mental image of the roving hordes, and instead, like every queen is just like festooned in her sons, clinging to her.
Whoa.
And then they trade.
I see. Nature is crazy, bro.
Can you believe this is real, dude?
Can you believe this?
Truth
Let's go to this
stranger
place.
than fiction.
Peter Quill is saying that's what the things eating the scales reminded me of. And then is saying, what if they use their scales to play Pogs? I mean, maybe.
That's a good
They
thought.
probably eat them and use them like Pogs. I could see
They
both
don't
being
eat their
true.
own scales like the weird girl at the back of class.
There's one more step. The beetles eat the scales. They eat the beetles.
Yeah.
Slightly
It's all goes around.
But the beetles could use the scales to... Maybe actually the orangutans use the scales to play Pogs if they have their sheddings. And then the beetles, when they see them, they're like, that's food. There you go.
There you go.
Sure.
That's the last piece that we need to put in place for that one, right?
It's true. Do we want to draw a little card for our scene prompt this time?
Let's
a
try
little randomization. I'll snag one from the deck here and drop it over in our spreadsheet, as we call it. I have drawn a 6, and a 6 prompts on the prowl for a scene prompt.
Nice.
So if we like that, that could be what we're looking at.
All right.
In the dead of night. The only light comes from the refracted beams of the pink moon through the clouds of squid high above the tree line. The pink reflects off a carpet on the floor of the forest. Scarabs lying in wait, munching upon the fallen ash as it brings fresh nutrients to this ecosystem. On the ground, the scarabs are useless, to the hulking hills. It's only when they're in the air that they become consumable, filterable, prey to the massive beak. This is what the lank is for. The long arms reach out, searching for scarab carpet, searching for a colony of them to disturb, to capture in the air.
Their hands move on the tree. Their feet hold together, lurching them upward. And as they find little cracks and holes and crevices, they put their hands and feet up to it, looking with their eyes to see if there's anything hiding. One sees a little glimmer, just a little glint in the light.
The queen draws back a closed fist and pummels the sturdy tree again and again, or rock. I forget what kind of substance that we're looking through, but smashes the fist
You got it.
against the tree. And you hear a sudden buzzing as a swarm of scarabs emerge from the holes of the tree, not quickly enough, as the queen opens her vast beak and swallows them up whole from the air.
The drones, clinging to her scales, release screams of victory.
Yeah. That's fun.
That was good.
That's good.
That's cool. That's really cool.
I-
Did we do it again? Did we get the treat of doing it again?
We get the treat of doing it again. Yeah. So now, surprise, surprise, we use the same 3 cards.
Well, we've moved them to the last possible orientation.
So how
That's
do we
right.
know what we're making, and like when is it like what are you guys looking at? Explain that.
What the heck is happening around
Yeah.
here?
Yes. So
I
for
can't
those of
see.
you interested in this game or who don't want to open up the rule book I provided you, there are a series of tables, each of which has a sort of card suit and number, which guide what happens for the first, second, and third card draws.
Oh, okay.
So the first one, which I think for the creatures is on page 9, is like it tells us what like kingdom this is from. I guess not kingdom; they're all animals. Which
There's a proper word, but
Doesn't
is it a
matter.
mammal? Is it an insect? Is it a bird?
yeah, and what niche they occupy. The second one tells us a little bit about their features, and the third one will tell us about their environment or behavior and their social groupings. Yeah. So for the first creature card, what we have this time is our Jack of Hearts. It is at the front now, and that tells us that this is going to be a mammal again, but this time it is a generalist omnivore.
Interesting.
Again, this mammal could be a rodent, big cat, ungulate, marsupial.
So
I
you
don't
just
know what
play
a
this with like a deck of cards.
Yep. Yeah,
Is there
if we
a
were in real
specific
life.
deck that you can buy for the game, or is it
No,
just you just play it with the
just
regular deck?
Normal playing cards. Yeah.
Cool.
Real accessible.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Do we have any mammal thoughts? Thoughts on mammal? I like them, me personally.
Mammal.
I love a good
thoughts.
mammal.
Love a good mammal.
Love a good mammal thought. I got mammal thoughts.
What's the weirdest mammal?
The weirdest mammal? I was thinking like something like a shark.
That's
definitely not a mammal.
Are you sure?
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought sharks were mammals.
well, like a whale or a dolphin is. I think a shark is technically a fish, even though they do seem similar.
Oh yeah, they're not mammals because they lack all of the characteristics that define mammals.
Okay, is
What a
Wikipedia
rude
slamming
way
you?
to say that to me, Google. I just
That's
looked up.
extra.
I just looked up is a shark a mammal, and the top answer here from a site called byjuice.com is sharks. They're not mammals because they lack all of the characteristics that define mammals.
You got slapped by Google results. It heard your inquiry and said, no, they're not.
Rude. Wow. Okay, so they're not mammals. Noted. Yeah, what is the weirdest mammal? Does chat have any suggestions?
Paula,
there are
do you want
bat
to choose a
type
mammal?
things. There are sloth type things. There are swimming dolphin whale type things, but we don't really have any bodies of water at this time.
Okay.
Water's tough.
Yeah.
I saw a sloth over the holidays while I was in Ottawa.
How was it?
What? While you were in Ottawa?
Yeah, you know, the sloths, the wild sloths that live in Ottawa. There's a nature museum, and there was a sloth. And the best thing that they told me about the sloth is that it hadn't pooped in 3 weeks, and he was like, she's real big right now. You should see her after she poops. She gets real small. They just store it up.
Wow. All right. Well, maybe we should make a sloth. Is that what you're saying?
That's sold us now.
Yeah, a version of a sloth.
I didn't quite think that through, but yeah. I mean, it works for the forest. Think about how much ash this thing has on it if it's moving slowly through this ash forest.
Whoa, I love that. Can it be like a ground sloth?
Okay.
Just kind of like...
Yeah, a ground sloth. I like it. Elthicky, it's not a podcast. It is, this is Indie RPG Night. We've been doing it for 3 seasons now. Over a year we've been doing it. We do it usually on Mondays. We play an RPG game, so a tabletop role-playing game. So if you've ever heard of like Dungeons and Dragons, it's a similar idea, except that in Dungeons and Dragons there's usually a lot of dice rolling and combat and math and things like that. And these are storytelling games that are typically more collaborative, so you don't have anyone that's necessarily, usually, in charge of the game. We all run it sort of as a group, although Kurt is the one that knows the rules. So in that way, he is like our guide, but we all build together or tell a story together. So that's kind of what it's like. But I mean, it would make a good podcast version if we did want to do it that way. Although sometimes there are visual components, but usually it's just us telling a story. So it is very like auditory based, 100%.
But sometimes you see me turn red when I laugh, so that's, you know, a nice little visual treat.
Yeah.
People listening to the podcast wouldn't see your cute new haircut.
Yeah,
that's true. You're really missing out.
They'd miss out. We'd have to provide some notes. Peter is asking, is the sloth pregs or just needs to poop? The sloth just needs to poop. That's literally what they were saying. They were like,
the Ottawa sloth just needed to poop. Yeah.
Just needs to poop.
Yeah. Can't speak for this 4-moon planet sloth.
Yeah, this sloth, we don't know. We're going to have to find out.
We're about to find some things out.
Yeah.
We are. Okay, ground sloth. Oh,
right.
We didn't figure the niche, right? There's a ecological niche that we done as well.
Oh, we said it was a generalist omnivore.
Oh, right.
Which just, I guess it eats anything. Is it slurping up squids?
Oh, yeah. I like that.
It could also be eating like any of the like plants and things around as well.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Maybe there's
trees?
Like fine young needles on these evergreens, I'm imagining.
Oh, are they evergreens? Interesting.
Maybe. I think there's some.
You know what's weird is that because we got that deep of night thing, I don't imagine there being any light in this place. And so I keep thinking about what the trees... like the trees in my mind are bare because there's no reason to have leaves.
There's a lot of moons.
There's a lot of moons.
I feel like you get a lot of like refracted light.
Reflected
light, sorry.
Yeah.
It's a lot of moons.
Yeah, generalist omnivore. It eats some of the tree bark. It eats some squids if it can get it. Maybe a scarab or two.
Maybe like one of the unfortunate drones, right? Like,
oh yeah.
Like if one of them passes away, somebody's got to eat the carrion, right?
Okay. Nice. I like that too.
That makes our ground sloth like a weird sort of anything it can get moving through the ash. You
kinda
just see
a
like
vulture.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I think that works well for this type of creature though, because like sloth-like creatures are typically very just like chill. Like they kind of do just eat what they can get, right? Like they don't really like hunt things, do they? Do sloths hunt things?
They can't, right?
I don't think so. There was a lot of feeding it salad that it didn't want to eat when I was there.
Probably because it needed to poop.
Sloths don't hunt
Yeah.
because they're exactly the opposite of any hunter.
You idiot!
It says their diet's mainly leaves, but occasionally they eat fruit and birds' eggs, insect lizard eggs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just
Fruit
kind
and
of
eggs, mostly.
what's lying around.
Yeah, what's lying around?
Whatever's lying around.
What's lying around?
Cool.
Okay, cool.
So
cool.
we draw yet another card. Oh, actually, I guess it's drawn. Anthony, do you want to tell us what 5 of Hearts portends?
All right, this time I'll get it right. This is a red suit, so I'm gonna look at the red suit table. Ooh, this is fun. Curious jaws, teeth, or tusks. How many? And with what shape? Jaws, teeth, or tusks?
Jaws, teeth, or tusks?
Ooh. I feel like maybe it's got those like herbivore grinding teeth to get like
teeth.
those fibers ground down from like the bark of the tree, but it also maybe also has some tusks.
Like or like one tusk. I'm picturing like a horn more, like on its nose or something.
Oh.
For tearing, for ripping and tearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like on its, I don't know, its nose or its chest or something. Like something where it can like basically poke holes and stuff so it can like get in.
I think this is one of those horns.
Don't they? They have those weird like hook hands.
They do have little claw hands, yeah.
But like
I like to imagine maybe this is like one of those like horns that you're like, oh yeah, it's got a horn. But then you look into it more and you're like, oh shit, that's a tooth. That is a tooth.
Oh, so it's just got like one really sharp tooth?
Yeah.
Narwhal style.
Narwhal style. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like how our sloth is mostly a sloth. With like it's mostly a sloth, but it's like a little tweaking. But I think what we're mostly saying is that sloths are just weird, so there's not a lot of modifying to sloths.
Right. Well, it's just like our orangutan, which is mostly an orangutan.
But with a beak and giant, and also with scales.
Just like an orangutan.
Just like an orangutan. Just like a sloth with a horn, you know. That's really a tooth.
So one big tooth.
That reminds me of me because I have my like snaggle tooth here.
Right, but do you use it to its full potential?
Do you ever use it for ripping and tearing?
Not really. Nah, it's
What's
not
the
like.
point?
I mean, I probably could. I'm very like nervous about like messing it up more because it's so far back. My one tooth that's on the bottom.
Oh.
That's the one that.
Right, got to be careful. You don't want to disturb it. You don't want a one-tooth punch.
That's my one that when people do, if anyone does come in, the few things that I get when people are coming in and saying anything that's like negative or whatever, so people will tell me about how my teeth are like messed up. And I'm like, nah, my teeth are just like a little crooked on the bottom. And like my front tooth, I have one that's slightly rotated. But I'm like, I love my snaggle tooth. It's so unique. It's
right. Don't be rude. You grew that yourself.
I know.
This was your second try too.
The first life didn't go as well. No snaggletooth for me. Second regen all the way. Sorry, second regen all the way.
I was thinking about baby teeth versus adult teeth, but I do like Amanda is infinite, Amanda is reborn.
No, this one's not working out. These teeth are not cool enough.
Do it again.
I need more unique teeth.
We put her back.
This one's going to host a nerd show. Or 5. Okay. Our third creature card for our ground sloth is an 8 of spades. The 8 tells us, that this creature is a tool user. This creature can operate crude or makeshift tools. What are they made of? What are they used for?
Oh my god. This is awesome.
This changes everything.
This is great.
What does that mean? What?
Okay.
This is revolutionary.
Oh, you have an idea, so I'll let you go first.
I have a bad idea. I want yours first.
Oh, bamboo straw for slurping up squids.
That is better than mine. That's good.
Yeah. Stick it in the rock and not bamboo.
Stick in the rock. That's smart.
Maybe it's like big hollow needles of this weird pines that I'm imagining. Like it's like if a needle was just a straw.
Right.
And so it kind of like snakes around. It's flexible, and the sloth uses it to just slurp up some plastic bag squids.
Wow.
Bye, Daniel. Bye.
Bye,
Thank you so
Daniel.
much. Also, have good sleeps. And yes, you are right. Rapala is not getting older. Well, is getting older, but definitely better. I like that. Also, Elthiki is admiring the brick in your room that you have there, Anthony. Is that brick?
No.
This?
No, it's a blanket, right?
No. It's
What
it's
is
a
it?
sheepskin. It's a
It's a
massive
sheepskin.
sheepskin.
Oh, there you go. It's a sheepskin. Yeah, Elthiki was saying that you're living the life with your brick in your living room, but I was like, oh, yeah, it's a blanket. It's a sheepskin, or well, not a blanket.
Sheepskin.
It's a sheepskin. Different.
The only flex in our backgrounds, other than Amanda's gamer lighting, is probably the crokinole board that I've hung up on the wall like a weirdo.
Yeah, I was about to say. I feel like I've never been to Anthony's place, but I have to imagine that as another person that lives in Toronto, neither of our places are really like living the life per se, but you know, they're probably all right, I imagine. Although I've really only seen this one room that Anthony is in.
This one room.
And same with Kurt. I've only seen this one room of Kurt's. Oh, no, actually, Kurt, I've seen the other room because you both were there and you streamed from the other room that one time.
Right, that's true.
But
you can also visit sometime if you want. I mean, you know.
One time I'll come to both of your places and see. You've seen my place and been baffled by the setup, so it's only fair that I come to your places be baffled by the... Also, you know, Anthony used to have a broom in his room, but the broom is no longer there. So really, I think... Oh, wait, there it is.
It's there. We're just hiding it.
Or is it a downgrade? Is that the broom? Never mind. You've only upgraded. Now you have a sheepskin and the broom.
Sheepskin, broom, banjo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The three things you need to live your life.
A map of the Great Lakes.
I feel like actually all of our places have been building up more stuff. Mine, obviously, is just nothing but stuff, but... I feel like both of your rooms have also gained more things throughout the course of our streaming.
Certainly more things on the wall.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh wow, look at all the things.
Yeah, there's a lot
boomerang
of things on the wall.
He's got the map of the seasons in Wanderhome.
Oh my gosh.
Now I gotta point this back where it was.
Oh man.
Oy, oy, oy.
Also, this is classic me leading us on a tangent, but yes, that is also a good question, Kurt. How you said, how do you feel about it maybe being his pet? Is that still?
I don't know what you mean.
Still bougie?
That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
No one would sleep just on a sheepskin.
No one would sleep on the floor on a sheepskin.
No, well, of course I can't throw the boomerang. What kind of talented man do you think I am?
Also, how would it work inside his house? Not a stream activity.
Yeah, hold on. I'll just get the perfect angle. me and my 40-foot ceilings. I'll just like.
We should all learn how to throw boomerangs together. That could be fun. I bet we could figure it out.
Yeah.
IRL stream.
Boomerang
IRL
stream.
Vlog. Stream team.
It's going to mostly consist of we'll throw boomerangs and then you'll just hear it like punctuated with "damn it," and then like the slow, shameful march as we walk toward, as if you're good enough to throw it and have it come back.
Okay, good point.
I really want to learn how to throw ninja stars. That's like there's a place where you can go. Like I do axe throwing, but there's another place where you can learn how to throw like all sorts of things. I don't know if it was in Toronto though. It might be a place in the States that I was. Yeah. Well, like I mean, axes, cool. like daggers, like throwing knives, ninja stars,
serving forks.
Whatever.
Small animals.
Hopefully not small animals.
Ground sloths.
Ground sloths.
Whoa, let's take some strength.
What if the sloth has a boomerang?
Oh, for sure, right?
Right? Maybe that's what it has for a tool.
Great.
Now, let's think about this. Let's really think about this. What is the boomerang used for?
Well, the obvious answer is that it would be really good at catching the squids when they're in the air, because you would wrap them up and it would come back.
Oh, what if the squids are like it's seasonal whether they're in the air or not?
Okay.
Oh,
It's
that's good.
Yeah, so you need the two tools because you can't just depend on the squids coming back home to roost because it could
Right.
be like
Yeah.
months for that to happen.
That's
Okay.
really smart. And Amanda already established that they sleep in the air, which I thought was really cool. So they don't
Yeah.
have to go back to their like caverns to sleep. So why are they
Yeah.
going back? It's maybe to escape the cold season,
Yeah.
That would
dry
make
Yeah.
season.
sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's
Maybe the
warmer in
dry
the volcano.
season. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, interesting. Maybe they can't breathe as well when it's not as ashen, since that's kind of like what we established they breathe and move with.
Sure, yeah, this makes sense. So it is one time a year with the
So
volcano,
they
or maybe
have
it's
to
not even a
like,
time of year. Maybe it's as the volcano goes through its life cycle.
yeah, maybe they kind of like hibernate almost, is what I'm thinking, or migrate.
I like that.
I'm not sure which, but Peter says I can throw shade. Love it.
Well,
Watch
that's a
out.
move.
Watch
A
out.
shade throwing place.
Oh,
Um,
and since this is a spade, I got there.
An A spade.
you're
A
doing it. You're doing it.
spade. Oh my God.
What?
No, it says dozens, hundreds, or thousands of the species live together. Ah!
Ah! Wait, of the sloths?
Yeah!
Sloths.
I love the idea of thousands of them living together because that sounds horrifying.
You just hear this
It's
sound,
terrible.
this like rain stick like shh sound. I'm sure Zoom isn't letting this get through, but this
It
like rain
happens.
stick sound, and
Of them coming
there's these like indentations in the carpet of
slowly.
ash that are just like slowly moving toward converging on the volcano, you
Oh
know?
my God.
Yikes.
Oh my God, that's so
The massacre
cool.
that those squids must experience every now and then when the sloths
Yeah.
all roll up together.
It asks us what the collective noun is for this group. I want it to be a carpet.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I
that's
like
good.
that. A carpet.
That's really good.
Also, hi Joshua over in the YouTube chat. We are
Joshua.
just playing Exquisite Biome. It is a really awesome RPG, indie tabletop RPG where we build basically a biome. So that's what we're doing. And we got a bunch of weird creatures. We got like giant orangutans that eat scarab beetles and are also scaled. We've got squids that fly through the air that breathe ash and it allows them to like fly. And we have horrifying thousands of hordes of carpets of basically sloths that have horns on them that are also armed with boomerangs. So
And straws.
And
also
straws.
there's a rave moon. There's 4 moons in this biome in this place.
And one's a rave moon.
Yeah, the
Now
rave
you're all
moon.
caught up.
There you
I'm
go.
sorry. Okay, I've drawn a king for our scene, which means
Okay.
that this is going to
Oh.
be a birth or death.
Oh,
Wow.
it's dramatic. Okay.
That's dramatic. Amanda, you actually kick this one off.
All right.
Mm.
You would never think of how the squid, which are the prey of the carpet of booma sloths, would fight back. But it is true that in the middle of the winter season,
Mhm.
when it is hardest for the sloths, the booma sloths, to get the flying squids, the squids actually are able to organize while in hibernation their attack. And when the booma sloths think that they are hunting them, you will see the squid come together and strike back against them. Squids, it is not often documented, but sometimes can grow to a very large size, up to 30 feet. And it is then that if this does happen in a life cycle, the boomer sloths do need to be careful, as it's possible for them to retaliate. Or it was possible for them to retaliate. It's supposed to be in past tense, right?
We can do present. I already switched this off past.
Oh, okay.
We see a young sloth, still weak with the boomerang, wind back so slowly. The sloth muscles are all relying on tension. The further back you draw the bowstring, the faster it snaps. And then slowly moves you forward again to collect your prey. But this young sloth has overestimated his chances and got greedy, aiming for the largest squid he could see in the sky, wound his arm back as far as it could go. Off goes the boomerang into the sky, and then comes just shy of this squid. The boomerang comes back, caught automatically in the hand of the sloth. But then a shadow descends, distorted reflections of the moon through a large plastic canopy.
The poor sloth knows, instinctually, written into its blood, the horror of this moment. But evolution's done it no favors. It's a carpet. It's slow. There's no way to escape the death that falls on it. Like a blanket, the large, thin jellyfish squid lands on top of the young one. Suffocation. As the squid brings in its last breaths, the air slowly caught underneath the squid escapes until there are no breaths left. And the squid tries to, the sloth tries to inhale one last breath, but it will not come. And the tension in his muscles collapse.
Ooh.
A coal held in the bony outcropping of the squid is released onto the dry, warm fur of the sloth, and the flame takes.
Oh.
The hot air from the sloth rising the massive squid up into the air one more time to look for another prey.
Yeah!
Wow.
Hell yeah!
That is very cool.
Damn, that was sick.
10 out of
RPGs are
10
so cool,
would
guys.
watch this past tense historical documentary about nature.
Wouldn't it be funny if David Attenborough was doing it?
Right? Wow. I mean, that seemed like right out of, something that I could see David Attenborough narrating.
Yeah.
Very dramatic.
I had that vibe.
Now that we have our three creatures, we have a couple choices. The first is we can have another little scene with all three creatures interacting at the same time if we wish. Mm-hmm. And we can choose to do that or not. And once that's done, that's all we need to do. We could make more creatures if we want, but we did it. Good job, us. Cool thing we've done.
I'm just gonna stop and start the recording again. Just give me a second.
Pause.
Okay, we're good. Also, Peter was saying over in the YouTube chat, I just got goosebumps. And then a concerned emoji. I hope that it was not concerning. I hope it was good goosebumps. But yeah, that was a pretty intense scene, Peter. I feel you. Yeah, I mean, I would say, so we do one scene where we can have, like, all of these creatures.
That sounds great.
Yeah, and then that's the end?
That makes sense to me.
That's the finale yet.
I feel great about this.
I mean, I personally, I could make creatures all night, but I feel like we've that last scene was a pretty good one to be like our penultimate scene. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
that's cool. Cool. Okay.
Um,
Also, this
okay.
feels like how these nature stories tend to go, doesn't it? Like, we started off with, like, oh, these beautiful squids, like, flying in the air. Like, they're kind of creepy, but mostly it's cool. And then we're like, oh, look at these interesting orangutans hunting for food. And then it's like, death.
Death.
Yeah, true. That is the flow of these things, right? You like see these little things, and they interact, and you see,
and you're like, oh, that's
the
cool.
darker side.
That's cute. And then all of a sudden it's like death happens, and you're like,
oh my god,
nature's
nature.
dark.
Ugh.
Cool. All right.
Kurt, how do you feel about starting this one? Do you have any sparks, as it were?
Yeah, I do. We see an elderly Boomasloth. It's not the season of the squids in the mountain. It's not. That time is over for the year. The squids have moved to the sky. But we see this old sloth craned over the porous rock with that pine needle straw. Nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. There's no carpet here. There's no carpet of Boomasloths. No one is there. And we see scampering into the scene a young, as they all are, drone of the orangutans. The young drone is confused. Goes from one angle, goes from the other angle, looks at this, jumps over the sloth, jumps over again, then looks head on the sloth. With a curiosity, yellow scales shimmering in the light of 3 moons.
The sloth. Oh, wait, it's me, right? Yeah. The sloth looks back. The saliva gland at the back of its throat activate. This scaled creature, when it lies dead upon the soils of this forest, is a delicious snack. But this one is alive. The Boomasloth, slightly lost, a little far away from its carpet. It's not supposed to be here, not supposed to have this interaction. The orangutan is looking curiously at the straw the sloth holds in its curved fist. And it reaches out its scaled hand, asking for it. Sloth releases it tentatively. And the orangutan takes it, having watched what the sloth does with it, and pushes it down into the porous stone beneath. Its clever, nimble fingers pushing it deeper than the sloth could do by itself.
And when it puts its beak to the edge of the straw, there is a loud slurping sound. And up out of the rocks comes a sticky substance. It's sweet. It's sap-like, but it belongs to the rock. This rock syrup is not something that has ever been found in these parts. And although they don't know it now, the syrup that the orangutan devours will actually weaken all of the life here. So that now, when you go to this area, there is no orangutans left. There are no more squids that fly in the sky. And the only thing is that they do say that the Boomsloths may have survived, but one has not been seen in over 50 years. This syrup weakened all of the life there as they devoured it for new sustenance, becoming lazy and becoming unable to be nourished well enough in their devouring of each other, with the straw being a device that destroyed this biome.
Whoa! I wasn't expecting it. The resin overtook them all.
Wow. Upset the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Destroyed the balance. That's cool.
I figured, I was like, how did this place become the past?
I love that. Picking that up, that little thread.
And I thought it would be good to tie it into, I'm sure you guys did not talk about syrup while I was gone, but that's why I thought it would might
certainly
be good
not. Certainly
to bring up
Never.
some syrup at some point. Although rock syrup, I've never seen, but I was imagining it like almost like rock candy. But like if you melted it down.
That's what I was imagining when you said it.
Yeah.
But if it's warmed by the volcano, then that's rock syrup.
That would be.
That
implies that the rocks in this place are made out of basically sugar.
Oh, yeah, that's
This
interesting.
actually sounds kind of cool and really weird, but also great.
We just invent Big Rock Candy Mountain.
Big Rock Candy Mountain.
And they called it Big Rock Candy Mountain.
It's more horrific than you ever imagined.
Don't ever go. The song makes it sound lovely, but it's really a horror show over there.
It's a bad place.
Although I guess now it's not so bad because the giant orangutans and the squid have died out because they got drunk on the rock, the sugar cane like syrup. Big Rock Candy Mountain.
Guys, thank you. That was awesome. I had so much fun.
That was really good. That was that was exactly what I expected from like this designer after. So we also played another game that was earlier on in our stream series that was called I'm sorry, did you say Street Magic? And that was also pretty bonkers, I remember.
We went pretty off the rails in the best way. Caro does great games. So if you liked the sound of this and you want to make some weird creatures with your own friends or even by yourself, because you can play this solo, you can find it at the link that Amanda has just linked there. Search up Exquisite Biome. Yeah. Or maybe, I'm sorry, did you say Street Magic? If you want a little city builder where you make people and the places they live in a magical city.
And I'll also plug it into the video description on YouTube and on Twitch. So if you're watching the VOD, just check that out. And there should be a link there for you if you want to go give it a click and check it out. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Rapala. You were super wonderful. I hope you had a good birthday. I'm sorry we didn't incorporate you into this. But that's probably honestly for the best for this one.
Yeah, I don't think you want to be there.
I don't think you want to be in this one.
And then Rapala was there.
Yeah.
The Rapala orangutan.
Maybe Rapala was the person that was narrating all of this, warning us of the dangers of rock sugar. Elthiki's saying, I heard they made a VR game for Dungeons and Dragons, and you can actually walk. That sounds cool. I mean, also, I would say if you haven't played Baldur's Gate 3, if you're a D&D person and you, like you were saying that you wanted to play, but you haven't played it yet, I would definitely recommend checking out BG3. And you can play online with your friends as well. And I feel like your partner might be into that. I personally feel like it's really fun to play with friends, partners, whoever. Just everyone's into it. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to add here?
I should probably do one more shout out. Caro, bless their heart, actually contributed to one of my games as well. A game about making a theme park and being children at that theme park and then adults at abandoned grounds. It's called Here We Used to Fly, and Caro made a wonderful magical arcade that lives in that park. So if that sounds up your alley, feel free to check out that game too.
Yes,
It's a great game.
I would also say that is a fantastic game. You should definitely check it out. And yeah, thank you so much for teaching us this game and running it, Kurt. And thank you, Anthony, for playing. And thank you everyone that was here and joining us in chat for chatting along with us. This is a really, really fun one. I would play this again, for sure.
No time, Amanda. We played no games again.
I know, but I would.
You just had a campaign.
I know, but it's so fun. Think of all the animals you can make.
I know. There's so much potential. Yeah. And like, I've heard a couple actual plays of this as well, and those are a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
Cool. Amanda, maybe for your birthday every year, you get to request one repeat game.
Oh,
or
I like
one
that.
Sequel.
Yeah, one sequel.
A little treat. Yeah.
I like that. I think we should definitely do that. I can pick like a few that I like, and maybe I'll do a poll for the YouTube members, or for I wish I could do something for Twitch subs. I don't know if I can run polls for Twitch subs, but
they get enough.
They get enough
with their channel points, their sing modes.
I'll think of, because there's probably a few I could pick from and see if anyone else has any input as well. So that's a great idea. All right, friends. Well, this was lovely. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to everybody that subbed. Thank you to Michael for the food. Thank you to Rapala for gifting subs. Thank you to everyone for being here. We appreciate you. And we will be back next Monday to do another indie RPG stream, I believe. And I will be back on Wednesday, hopefully. Planning to be anyways, to do a comic book, new comic day discussion. It's a new series that I want to do with Uptown Duck and I, just talking about sort of what comics we're excited about reading. So yeah, come and say hi and hang out with us and chat about comics. And I think that's it. So I've been Amanda. These are my wonderful guests, Anthony and Kurt. You guys can find them online. I'll plug their links.
Thank you, Amanda, for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
Great host.
Thanks for everyone joining us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, YouTube friends, for joining us.
We'll see you all next
time. And happy birthday, Rapala!
Happy birthday, Rapala! And we'll see you all next time. Until then, friends, stay nerdy and